apple snails, one of the most invasive species in the Gulf region, and has become a nuisance for crawfish farmers. Joe Collins learned how LSU is testing ways to lessen their impact.
They're omnivores, so they eat pretty much anything. One thing about them is because their populations are really big, they can pretty much outcompete the crawfish, so they can eat a whole lot more than the crawfish.
LSU Ag Center says the apple snail came to the U.S. from South America through the fish trade.
They were sold as aquarium fish, and then they would crawl out of people's tanks and lay eggs.
One of the easiest ways you can notice apple snails are their bright pink egg clusters.
They're laid above the water surface and they're highly visible. I always advise people not to touch those eggs with their hands. They contain a mild neurotoxin that can irritate your skin or particularly irritate your eyes and your mouth.
Along with their ability to eat pretty much anything they can get, there's another reason they become a nuisance.
They have a really high reproductive capacity. During the summer, one female can lay an egg mass that has about 1,000 eggs about every week to 10 days.
LSU researchers are trying to find out whether apple snails and crawfish search for the same foods.
Take some tissue from the crawfish and we can take some tissue from the snails themselves, and we can actually see how much they're competing. And the question that we might be able to ask is, are they eating the same thing? Are they competing for the same resources? And to what extent they're competing for those resources? So we have ways that we can measure that competition.
Another thing they're looking at is apple snail control through chemicals. It's been tough to come up with trials that only affect the snails but not the crawfish.
One of the things that we're trying to figure out is we're trying to do some habitat, looking at the habitats that they live in and trying to see whether there are ways to change the habitats to make sure that the environments are better for the crawfish and not the snails.
In the meantime, the professor says there are things people can do to help as well.
If you find the eggs, you can knock them down with the stick into the water, and that will prevent them from hatching.
Wilson says if the eggs are white, that means they are closer to hatching. Joe Collins, WBRZ News 2.